Welcome to the two grumpy men, C. Grooms and Bobby May in the building, season 4. What?
What's good, brother?
Damn, man, season 4. We in the building.
Yeah.
That's real shit. Yo, follow us
Yeah,
on IG at the real two grumpy men. At the minimum, you're supposed to be doing that.
it's
Yeah,
been a minute. It's been a minute.
a lot has went on. A lot of stuff. A lot
Yeah.
of stuff. What's new
Mhm.
for you, man? I know you got a few ventures out there before we get into the main topic of the discussion. What you got going on, man? Because I be trying to tell people like it's one thing, you know, to live your life and be a family man and all of this, but when you got to combine, business ventures and family life and all of that stuff, it only 24 hours in a day, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's only 24, but it's that time management. You got to do that time management. Time management. I'm big on that right now. Trying to just manage my time and just putting more into my businesses and man, trying to get that bread doing me. That's really it. Just
Indeed,
still
indeed.
doing everything or every business I've had. That's what I'm still doing. But I'm just trying to put more time into it now, you know, based on a little, now that I'm back to being, more independent and not corporate anymore. So, yeah.
What's the difference between if for somebody that's trying to? There's a lot of people that toe the line, 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Mm.
So what's the difference between corporate and true independence?
I mean, corporate, you dealing with a lot of micromanagement. You're dealing with a lot of answering to a lot of people. Everybody got a boss in corporate. Independent, you your own boss, so you really answering it to yourself. So if you don't do the work, it's based or really on you. Whereas ain't there's nobody there to pretty much say, yo, you didn't do this and you didn't do that, or we need this by this time. You have to make your own timelines and your own deadlines, and you got to stick to them and get what you need done because your money's dependent on you, accomplishing those goals and getting things done. So, it's harder work. It's definitely more work. It's hard. It's never nothing. It's never easy. So, you
Mm-hmm.
know, being independent, it's not for everybody. But for those that venture into it and want to, it's definitely hard work. But you got to be focused. Uh, it's good to have a good team behind you as well. Have some people with you that's dedicated to the same mission that you want. If they're not dedicated to the mission you want, then you know they might not need to be part of that team, or at least on that run, on that business venture or that investment. So
Right,
you know,
right.
just how you just got to be. You learn a lot ups and downs. Like I've been owning my own business since in my 20s. So I've been through. I took some losses, took some wins. Evened out. You know how I go. So it's just the consistency is just about being consistent. And when you use that corporate, it's like it's kind of hard to be because you dedicating. You got a certain amount of hours you got to give to them to get their job done.
Right.
Check.
Okay.
Because
I mean, that's a great breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Because you mentioned time management, and you start dealing with other people's hours, versus yours. Like what's yours and what's theirs. And at the corporate level, they have a whole nother, like I guess I'm gonna say, vision or agenda.
mm,
They're trying to accomplish something, whereas you trying to, or us, we trying to make money out of whatever it is that what corporate entity we work for. But they don't really care about that. In the end game, they gotta hire somebody gonna work for them and push their agenda forward. If it's not you, then it's some be somebody else. So
yeah,
it is what
of
it
course,
is. But
of course.
you got to think about you, and can you take care of your family, and what are you willing to compromise or sacrifice to even get ahead? Because some people try to climb the corporate ladder, not knowing that, you know, there's an independent ladder too, that you're equivalent to corporate, but at a different level. Like a multi-billion dollar business didn't start like that. You know what I'm saying? They started from the independent. Somebody had a vision and then they grew it. So if anybody that's out there that, you know, they want to learn the business, the game, like this is what it is. Like, yeah, it's okay to have stability and get a check, but freedom to do other things is very important. And I think that that's where, you know, we try to show people through trial and error. Like, I did it, been there, done that, got one foot in, one out the door. You know, right now, you know, the biggest thing for me is, you know, it's consulting. You know, it's like, you know, you, in order for somebody to understand what they're trying to do, they need to learn it from somebody that actually did it. And then you have to be respected in whatever that field is. Now, as an independent in your line of work, you have the respect already because you've been on both sides and you have so much information and knowledge in your head that you know what, that's not free. It never should have been free. I mean, but of course, when you talking with certain people, you know, I guess there's information that passes back and forth. Like, yo, I ain't gonna invoice you. We had a conversation. Like, that's stupid. But you know, I'm talking about between you and I. But in just in general, people ask you for information, and you give it to them. There's a fee associated with that. The same thing that it's a fee associated with you going to the supermarket and buying a product that they bought for cheap and selling it to you at a different price. So it's the same thing. So I guess you know, I guess we could use that the segue into, you know, the whole time management and relationships and goals and agendas and what people want to get out of a relationship. It's so many angles, whether it's a friendship, the ship, relationship, friendship, courtship, engagement, you know, whatever. It's all relevant. But I think you got any questions that came to you, you know, prior to, you know, getting on the show? Because relationship topics, they get very what's the word I'm looking for? It's a very sensitive and emotional.
It's a lot of emotions in relationships, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of emotions. A lot of people get emotional on both sides, male and female. So, you know, relationships is a funny thing. And, you know, at this stage in life, you know, we've been through a lot of relationships from young to now. And, you know, you learn a lot through those relationships, good, bad, and what not to do again and what works best in relationships. So, you know, you take all that into account and, you know, that's how you build, you know, try to make your next relationship better and moving forward. Even in friendships, anything, it's about, you know, it's about understanding what's being true to yourself and being true to that person and understanding, you know what I mean? Communication is big in all things, you know? So being able to communicate is a big thing in relationships. Communication, you hear a lot of people ask about communication. You know, right. They can't communicate or, you know, and, you know, communication is about both people talking. So, you know, if you're not talking, then next person they're not going to understand what you want from them in that relationship. They're not going to understand what is needed in that relationship. You know, communication is big. Like that's probably one of the most critical parts in a relationship is communication. So, you know, that's what you get a lot of. You hear a lot of people ask about that. And, you know, so, you know.
Well, communication, you know, to build off of, you know, what you said, that is the key to any relationship, right? So if the communication isn't there, you know, as I'm looking in the comments right now, you know, Karen, what's up? Yeah, I knew Karen was going to come in the live. You know what I mean? She's been down with two grumpy men for forever. You know what I'm saying? But she said partnership. You know, communication, partnership is equal. You know, that's how it goes.
Now,
we're gonna get to the Neil Long. We're gonna get to that. You know, can relationship be saved?
The partnership shit is, it's a tricky thing, right? Because you can have everybody, like people come from different schools of thought on that. Like you can have people that's in partnerships, right? For instance, partnership may work for you in your relationship, but then some people don't want to be a partnership. They just want, that one person to do everything, and they enjoy the benefits of their spouse or their partner doing everything. Like so it could be tricky because not everybody wants to be in a partnership. Some people you want to be just taken care of. So and they got to find that person that wants to do that. Like you can't find a person that's looking for a partnership and then and you're the person that just want to be taken care of. That shit ain't gonna work because the other person is looking for somebody to help be on their side, and the other person is looking to just be taken care of and reap the
Right.
benefit.
So the flip side, there's a flip side to that. Like before you even get into that quote unquote partnership, as the communication has to come into play, because if you don't have communication, then how do you know what the other person is or isn't? So how would you know that unless you communicated with them and express what you wanted? Now, unless they just got game. Some people got game. They say they want to be partnership, right? They want to be together and grow. And then over time, when you with them, things change. What changed? Most of the time it probably is the communication level. Partnership, that is tricky language. I must say that. So I'm gonna venture on the side of, I'm gonna say communication, and then that will open up the doors to everything else. I'm not gonna say, oh, I went into something looking for a partnership, because every relationship is not gonna become something, and you learn that as you go along. You want it to be good, but as people start, showing themselves,
Yeah, people show themselves. I mean, people like you. That's another thing about relationships. You got to be a good judge of character as well. Like and a lot of people just aren't good judges of characters, and they tend to find themselves finding the same type of person all the time, and they always wondering, why do I keep finding this same type of person? Or it's what you draw to you. It's also what you draw into yourself. It's what you putting out there, and that's what you're attracting to yourself. So like I said, relationships is one of them things. It's time. It's a lot of time in it, and building and understanding and communicating with one another, because there's going to be some sacrifices on both ends, because you got to still remember you two different people coming from two different aspects of life, and you going to have to learn how to merge those two aspects into making it one thing as a partnership. And the word sacrifice is one of the words that a lot of people don't like to hear and don't want to do. Like, oh, you got to, you have to sacrifice. Sacrifice is huge in relationships. Sacrificing for the better of the relationship, if this is what you truly want. And a lot of people don't want to do that. It's my way or no way, or they always want their way. It's just it's a lot with that too. So, again, it's that thing, relationship. That's
well, I mean, as like Ramon just said, sacrifice and compromise. So, and yeah, another avid support. Like I could say that, Two Grumpy Men, like we gonna always keep it 100, and we got people that like rock with us because of that. And this is gonna be one of the most realist dialogues that you're gonna get, on this subject, because lifelong partnership or relationships, you have to sacrifice, and there's a lot in it. There's an old saying, you can't win every battle in the war, but then if you're on the same team, is it really a battle? It's about priorities. So it's like, what's important for right now? You got the short term goal, you got the long-term goal. So if y'all truly a partnership, the end game, but you know how it goes. You're gonna have disagreements. I'm not saying you're gonna walk around and not be, upset about, how this person feels about something that may be deep down in your soul, you passionate about, but for the greater good of what you're trying to achieve in a relationship, you might have to fall back. And that goes on both sides. You fall back for now, not, you ain't gotta just not do it unless it's detrimental.
Mm.
So I I don't know, man. We've been talking about this for a while. I think, we not a while, but we are definitely gonna continue the conversations, because we talked to the ladies a while ago. We gotta talk to some brothers. We need some different viewpoints, and I hopefully, we could all just get them on together and kind of moderate it, with because what's that old saying? Emotion versus logic. Well, let me tell you this about men. Okay, the men, we have emotions. Okay, we have those too. Okay, but a lot of us, we don't operate strictly off of that. That's not a slap to a woman or anything. But I think our first line of operation is always going to be logic first. Like, we think, and then our heart come into it. Like, I'm not going to think about how much I care about you and then make a decision, or whether it's logical or not. Was it logical before I did it? I'm doing it out of love, or I'm not doing it because I love you. So, I'm not going to just do something like, oh, it feels good, and, fuck it, we're going to let the chips fall where it may. Like, it can't be like that.
Mm.
And that's where the, sacrifice and compromise come in, or logic versus emotion. But I've just heard a lot of the commentary that I've read online, especially the past 2 weeks. It's a lot of people that feel like they categorize men as like this robots who don't think, and we just think with our with our privates. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, there's no thought process. No, we don't have feelings, and we
Mm.
just jump around. And they don't look at our counterpart like that. Like, there's women that jump around. There's cold-hearted women. There's women that don't have no emotion, but yet they don't have logic either. But they're not men,
Mm.
but they moving like sharks.
Mm.
So how you combat what you're gonna encounter is dependent on your own mental fortitude. Because it's
Mm.
weak brothers out here, just like it's weak sisters. Like,
Mm.
so don't get it twisted. Like,
Mm.
so, but because we got to touch all of the bases. Yeah, it's good. You got a partnership. Y'all been together 20 years. Y'all got children. Y'all doing it. But then you got the dysfunctional end of the cycle. You can't keep a man. You can't keep a woman. You ain't never gonna have no bread. Or even if you do, she want to be taken care of. Like, it ain't about help. Sometimes you could help your partner. Like, there's those relationships that, it's only one breadwinner. So you're not helping your partner. Y'all a team.
Mm.
If you view yourself as helping your partner, that logic, something is wrong with that. You're not helping. Y'all together. But
That's where the communication comes in, because
yeah,
you may be like, you may have kids, or they young, and you might be like, well, I'm getting money, so it's all right. We come to that agreement that it's all right for you to stay at the crib and watch the kids, because you don't want to pay for daycare or whatever. That's a discussion and an agreement you come to, and you're all right with that because you're getting the bread to be able to manage that whole situation, and that's fine as long as it's understood. This is we all agreed on this situation, on that. Don't come back later and be like, oh, you ain't worked. You just been home with the kids. When being home with kids is a job in itself. Like, like that's a heavy job for anybody, whether it's woman or male. You know what I'm saying? It's work. Like, kids is work. Like, you gonna work.
I think you brought that up, and it's an excellent point, because I think that's an undervalued element that never really gets talked about, because there is a lot of social foolery. There is a lot of ignorance and stupidity about somebody being home. That doesn't mean that they're not doing shit.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you taking care of a family from the other end.
Mm-hmm.
You cooking most of the time. You handling the bills. You shopping. You managing. I'm talking about you managing a whole household. Then the or either or, whether it's male or female that's home. So when you come in from, let's say you're in the outside, you're coming in from working at somebody else's spot, and you come in, you're coming into a situation that there's a motor that's already in place. Now you got to fit in. And when you get home, they should be able to be like, all right, I'm gonna fall back. He's here. Now I got help in doing what I'm doing. It
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be, you know, that attitude of, well, I bring the money in and this and that. Like everything has value, okay, in the relationship. The fact that a person can stay home and take care of the children, go pick them up from school, make meals, do all of these planning and things that come with staying home. It's not just stay home and be sleep. That's not what goes on. And I'm talking about a functional relationship. So I'm coming from that angle. So taking care of kids is not light work,
Oh
especially
no, no,
depending on the age.
no, it's not light work. It's a lot of work, you know.
It's man, it's insurmountable at times, depending on where you at physically. Like there's a lot that goes on, and I salute the people that are able to do that
Mm,
because you made a sacrifice. Your sacrifice is I'm gonna be here for my children when they get home, so they ain't gotta be in
mm,
somebody else's house. They don't gotta be with a babysitter. I don't gotta go shuttle and pick them up. Like their sacrifices financially too. Like I don't have to pay for a babysitter. Also, people that are home don't get it twisted. Like there are businesses that are run from home. So it's just a misconception. Like we gotta retrain people's mindset to not think that being home means I'm not making no money while I'm home. Like that's ludicrous.
mm,
I'm not teaching my children that. Like even personally, like just because your mother is home, don't think that she don't make no money.
mm-hmm,
Don't think that she's not doing anything. I give you a real life example. The other day, I tell Nat, I said, yo, you know what? Zell me $50. You know what I'm saying? So my daughter goes, oh, Dad, I never heard you ask for mom to send you money. I'm like, well, I'm sending it to myself. Just like if I send her money, she's sending it to herself. I said, we
mm-hmm,
all a unit. It's not
mm-hmm.
about who asking who. It doesn't matter. I
Yeah.
need it. She need it. We transfer money back and forth, however it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I said, does it affect your life that mom gave me $50? You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't affect you. You
Mm,
ain't missing no meals. You still got clothes on your back. As a matter of fact, come on, let's go. Because I take them to school a lot of times. So, I be, in the community, there's another misconception that there aren't many men in their households. So they always have these little theme days, take men take your male figures because they don't want to assume that it's the father. So male figure take your child to school day. And I'm like, that shouldn't even be a theme. It's like who's taking them? I mean, I get it, but you're assuming that there are no men in these children's household, and that's why they run amok in your schools when it ain't really about that. It's
hmm.
a part of it, but it's not the reason. But I don't know. That was just a real life example. Like this, that's how it go. Sometimes, shit is running low. That's how it is. It's financial management, it's time management. Sometimes it's I don't give a fuck management. Like I don't care what's going on, and they gotta hold you down. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta hold them down. Because if y'all not solid, if y'all don't have no communication or respect, see with respect, communication yields respect because you knew what the person was bringing from jump. What
Mm-hmm.
what you cannot get involved in is a person that is, they have their own agenda. They don't really care about you, but they didn't show it yet. The red flags, you got to pay attention to it. Don't let it slide. Like, notice it. And if you really care about the person, if you want to see where they at early in the relationship, you got to bring it up. Like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
About this? What about that? Because it's all fun and games in the beginning. What's they call that shit? The honeymoon stage.
Yeah,
Everything.
yeah. You know, you gotta. I'm a firm believer. You gotta pull a coat. You know what I mean? Like if you don't like the way you're being treated, then how they gonna know if you ain't telling them? So, you gotta definitely, pull people coat and let them know what you want and what you like and what you don't like. Cause people push limits and they want to see how far they can go as well. And if you're willing to take that, then they're willing to give that. So that's
Right. You can take, right?
so that's something that you got to be for yourself respect. You got to make sure that you check motherfuckers here every now. You got to check them if they get out of line. If you feel you're being disrespected or you feel some certain way about something that was said, then it's, again, that's communication. It's about that conversation and making sure we good and we on the same page still. If not, then we need to have, if there's something wrong, then we need to discuss that. So, I think, that's big. Like, there's no way getting around the communication part, but there's also no way of, people, you got to peel back layers on people. You know what I'm saying? Like people pull back layers of each other, and eventually you get to see who that person really is. It's all like you said, it's the honeymoon phase, right? It's all good. The honeymoon phase, you at your spot, she at her spot, and it's all good. Y'all may crash at each other's crib, and then it turns into Muggs is crashing at each other's crib all the time or staying long periods of time. Now you got toothbrushes and underwear and shit, and got your own little drawer. You got all kind of, you know what I mean? You got all kind of shit because you always coming through and you always here. So then it turns into, can we combine? What we got and get rid of one crib and just have one and just live in one crib together since we always together and we all, because it's eating up, you're trying to save that bread.
Right.
Now, that's when that's when the fun starts. Because now you're going to really see how motherfuckers live. Because, staying in somebody's crib a couple of nights here and there ain't really living with them. When you living with them 24/7, oh, shit get real special then. You know what I'm saying? Shit get real special then. You know what I mean?
Right,
that's when shit gets special because you start seeing shit you might not like, shit you didn't know they do, a whole bunch of shit, shit they didn't know you did. So now that's where the adjustments start to be made and things get a little. That's when you might hit the little rocky road part. That's where it starts getting a little bumpy now.
right.
It get a little rocky now because now you seeing shit that maybe you ain't like or maybe you ain't know was going on. So things like that start to happen, and then you got to figure out how you want to make that work if you truly want to be in this relationship. You got to figure out how to sacrifice, like I said earlier, on how to make this work. How this situation can work from this point, after we have a discussion on like, yo, I ain't really feeling that, or you ain't really feeling this, let's have this conversation so, we can work this out. But, you really start knowing a person when you live together,
right.
and then you build on it. You building on it. Y'all been living together for a couple years. Now, after a couple years pass, 2-3 years, they, most dudes, honestly, they can run with it. You know what I'm saying? They can stay living like that. You know what I mean? But the lady gonna, they gonna as they getting older, they gonna feel that pressure too. Like, well, what we doing? What we doing here? We've been together such amount of time. Now it's like now they talking rings and wedding shit. Now,
okay. Now
so
before you get there,
so
so rings and weddings, right? So you build to that, right? That's obvious. So along the way to building, and Damien, I agree with. I just read a comment from Damien. He's like, one joint account, and you each have separate accounts for your wants. Now the joint account that's supposed to handle everything
in the house. Yeah,
in the house. So, whatever. It's supposed to handle everything. And then your separate joint is, I don't know, you might be out and you want to buy gas. Or I don't know, you buy food, you hanging out with your boys.
Or you might be hanging out. You doing your thing. You might be with your boys, and she might be with her ladies, and y'all doing your thing. So you ain't gonna take from the house account, you're gonna take from your account.
Right.
That's you enjoying yourself. If you're gonna take from the house account, you gotta either put it back, but you gotta let them know. You may have to, depends on how y'all shit work. Some mugs will take it and don't say anything, but some will take it and let them know I took it, but I'm gonna run it back at the end of the week or whatever the situation may be.
Right.
To me, that's what I like to do. If I'm gonna move a certain substantial amount from a certain account, then I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna run it back once, that's just common courtesy to me. This is all everything is based on your perspective and how you running, how you and that person is doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what, and that's another good thing, because now you living together, now you're seeing money. So now the money part is going to come to play. Like, is my money just my money? Is your money just your money? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or we combining money and we have our own little separate little funds on the side. You know what I mean? So money is another thing that brings problems in relationships. So that's why, again, you got to have that conversation, because you got to know if this person is a spender, a saver, or you know what I'm saying? Because you may be a saver. Like, I'm stacking money. That person like, now you live together, or you acting cheap. No, I always save my bread, but I also have another set account for me to just, when I'm out and moving around with you, or I'm moving around by myself. You know what I'm saying? And some people are just spenders. Like, I got to shop every day. I got to shop every time I get something. Every time you get a little bread, they got to go blow it. They got to go buy something. And they buying high price items, high price ticket items, and then they don't have no money. So now, like a question I had before, somebody said, so, my lady does this, and she goes out and she buys, a major purchase, and didn't consult with him.
Damn.
So now it's like, he feel away. Should he feel away? I mean, but
how long they been together?
I mean, they've been together going on at least over 10 now. You know what I mean?
So you've been together 10 joints, and she don't consult with, not even consult, let you know that y'all making this major purchase. And now they got a joint account, obviously, right? If you're talking about, because if she's spending on her account, you don't give a fuck.
No, it was a little from her account and a little from their account. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so he felt the way that she even made the purchase, not the amount of the purchase that came out of the joint.
Yeah, because in his mind, all right, so she basically bought. She had a Benz. She wanted to upgrade. She still had to pay, and put another deposit down to get the upgraded version of what she wanted.
Right.
He like, why you do that? You just got this. You had this only like 2 years. Like, I got you this 2 years. We put this bread. I got you this 2 years, and now you already upgrading when it's not a necessity. This is a want. This is something you wanted to do. So if you wanted to do it, you should have just took it from your money. Don't take it from the house money, because this is something you wanted to do. So that should have been a conversation. Like, I'm about
that's beforehand, right? That's a beforehand conversation.
Yeah, it's a beforehand conversation, but there was no conversation. So he feels a way. He feels a way about it.
They married?
No, they ain't married. They just
shit now. See, if you ain't married, see that's what you go ahead. I'm finished.
That's what I'm saying. So now they not married, but you living like husband and wife. Y'all got a house account, y'all got your own account, y'all got kids. Y'all ain't married though, but y'all living like y'all married, right? This is, like I said, it's probably over 10 years now. But you living like y'all married, but you're not married. So he feel
Well,
a
why
way.
aren't you married 10 years? Not that I care personally. I'm just thinking about the
All right.
logic behind it.
Well, for him, I know he my man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna put him
I
on
got
blast.
people like that, you know.
But he ain't trying. He don't want to be married. He feel like he don't want to do that. He don't want. He don't believe in the marriage shit. He think marriage is some shit that the government made to. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's his belief. That's his belief. You feel me? I'm
I
not even
feel you.
knocking.
I heard it before.
I'm not knocking his shit. He's like,
Me either.
it's a business. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, marriage is a business. And you know what I'm saying? We could be in business without having to go get a license saying that we won. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the ramifications, they got kids, whatever. She take one kid, he take two kids, whatever the situation may be. You know what I'm saying? Tax-wise, some people don't want to be married. That's their business. But
Right.
that's, you know, on him. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I know his lady, I'm pretty sure she wants to be married, but that's not the case. He doesn't, you know, but she agrees with that shit. She's been in this situation for that many years. So she agrees with it. You know what I mean? You living with it. Y'all been living, like I said, they've been living together at least over 6 years.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They got, you know what I'm saying? He had a kid before her, but now they got 2 kids now. You know what I'm saying?
But they have an agreement. So I get it though. So they neither wanted, well, he don't want to get married. She's cool with not being married.
Yeah.
So, but those the situation that you mentioned happens regardless. When there's no communication there from the jump, like you going to upgrade a car, you know what I'm saying? Like, or if y'all gonna go buy, like you live where you live and the female live where she lives, and y'all come together in one house. That's it. Technically, if you trying to build, y'all would get a place together. You know, you wouldn't move into one place or the other most times. I mean, if you can afford to do that to get a separate place, like you're at that level, then you would do that. But most people just live in one place or the other, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's normal. You bring 2 incomes, yo, we rocking together, and you got a goal to reach. And so your man is right on that account. If it's a business contractual relationship, is sealed by the state to say, all right, y'all married now, but it comes with certain protections too. You understand? Like there's ramifications on both sides, you know, no matter what. If they depart and they separate, they still got to come to some type of agreement, you know, how things are going to be divvied up. You know, that's all paperwork and contractual things. But I mean, I did get a question last week. You know, the person asked me, you know, how do I feel about if I was in that situation and somebody wanted me to sign a prenuptial agreement. And I'm like, I wouldn't really give a fuck on some level. You know what I'm saying? Like if we're like if we all right, let's say you've been in it 6 months. Like, all right, I got to know her 6 months, a year, and now she's like, all right, we're going to the next level. We agreed on that, and she got mad bread already, and we gonna build our own thing, but I can't let nobody touch this. You know, I guess that depends on your relationship because the type of person that I am, if we're in a relationship and if what's yours is not mine and mine's is not yours, then we can't move forward anyway. Not that I wanted your bread. I don't even ask you about your bread. You know, that's a way too. But you got to see how the other person lives. You know, like you do.
Me personally, if we rocking like that, I don't really care. If the love is like that, I sign off because you know what I mean. I don't want your shit. I'm gonna go get it. You know
Right.
I'm gonna get mine regardless. Like, so I don't really care about your bread. Like, you may be a trust fund baby, and you be like your people don't want to make sure that nobody's trying to take your money, and I get that.
I get that too.
I get that, and that's fine. I don't want your bread. You know what I mean? Like, I get money, and I'm gonna be all right either way. You know, whatever we build together, then that's cool. Whatever that shit is, that's fine too. You know what I mean? I don't need that shit. Like, that shit don't make or break what I'm gonna do in this relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? If the love is like that, because I'm not It ain't about the money. So at the end of the day, you could be this, you know, you can have that bread, and that's fine. You know, I don't want none of that shit. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't really need none of that shit from nobody. So I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't, you know, like I said, I wouldn't take offense to it. And I wouldn't even mind about that shit. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because I look at it like, all right, well, what we came through the door with each other, then cool. That's our shit already. That's my shit is my shit that I came in with. Your shit is your shit that we signing off on. And whatever we make together, then we start building that shit out as an account, one household account, and we still got our own individual shit to make it right. You know what I mean? So again, I'm not gonna fight over that if the love is right. You know what I'm saying? If the love's strong and
right.
I wouldn't even work.
That's kind of where I told a line. Not even told a line. It's a hard line right there. Like, I don't give a fuck about the money that you have already. Like, I don't need to know that situation. But as the relationship goes on, once we get to that level, you're gonna divulge it anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's gonna be
not supposed to have no secrets.
I mean, what? But it doesn't even. That's what I'm saying. Like, if the love is real, you're gonna do what you're gonna do regardless. Like, if that money is, if you're gonna get the money and you're gonna get it, and we in it together, you already know how I'm rocking. So you're gonna feel the love, and you're gonna know that I ain't in it for the money. So it don't matter what you got, because like I said, I'm still doing my thing. I'm still getting mine. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, what you got is still gonna be what we got. Because, you know what I mean? Because we got it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean?
No doubt. I mean, so, and that's real. So I guess this is talk about Nia Long. Can a relationship be saved after infidelity? That is the comment that's up there right now.
You want to, I guess that's what, you know, that was y'all want to hear. Y'all want to talk about.
I guess that. Well, I don't know if it's more about Nia Long or can a relationship be saved after infidelity? Now, I don't know that much information about their situation, but okay, can you have a relationship?
You stuttering. I'm stuttering because answer the question real quick. For me,
I would say no.
For me, no. No. I don't want your ass back. I don't want
you done. Back.
I don't want you back.
Infidelity is.
I don't want you back.
That's a straight strike 3. You're done. Like, you can't come back from that.
You can't. Like, you can't come back. For me, you can't come back for that. Like, there's nothing you can do that's gonna make me be like, you kids, nothing. Nothing's gonna stop me from boating. Like, I'm boating. I'm out. Like, that shit is over. It's a wrap for me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm out immediately. Like,
yeah, immediately. Like, yeah. I'm out immediately. Like, and now, and in this Nia Long situation, we don't really know all of the facts. We don't know everything. So, you know, I'm gonna play the fence a lot on this one until I can get a lot more information about.
Well, the information that you referring to is like there's stuff that we're never gonna know, but
yeah, all right, but there is stuff that's already known that's out there. Like, there is stuff that's known.
Let's talk about that. The 7-year engagement. Y'all been engaged for 7 years.
See, that's you know,
what is that?
It would have been better if he was just like we were just talking about my man. They've been in their shit for 10 or more years, and they came to the agreement that they don't need to be married to be happy and to love one another. You and putting an engagement ring on her finger and being engaged for 7 years, and you've been like, yo, check this out. We ain't got married. We you know what I'm saying? We ain't got married in 7 years. I mean, so that's like one of y'all didn't want to get married. Right? One of y'all didn't want to get married. Somebody didn't want to get married. Somebody didn't want to be married at all because it took 7 years. It's been 7 years. Like, y'all got money. Y'all not saving up to get married. Y'all got money. They got money. So they not saving up to get married, to go to the island or they invite 200 people to their weddings. They can afford a wedding. They just haven't.
You see this comment? He didn't
What?
cheat. He didn't cheat. They are not married, groom. 7 years a girlfriend. Come on. He violated her trust. But infidelity. Okay, so we doing semantics. Okay, so the semantics of the situation is this. Let's be truthful. Okay, they're not married. Okay, did he cheat? I know, because I heard that, this is what I heard, that they were actually separated when he was doing all of this. Now, how long he been doing it, I don't know.
Well,
but I did hear that there was a separation, that they were not together.
But he been in Boston a year, and that relationship it's been a year with the next woman, and there was multiple women from the reports. It wasn't just one broad; it was multiple married women, right? And one happened to be the wife of an executive of the team. So, right? So, I mean, wow. And okay, and now if you're saying, well, then they weren't at the time he was doing this, then they weren't together, then he would get a pass like how Gabrielle Union gave Dwayne Wade when they broke up and he went and had a baby with the next chick, and she was like, we wasn't together, so there's nothing I can really do, but
right,
blah, blah, blah. So now the question was, okay, they were engaged, and she been his girlfriend for 7 years, and it's not infidelity. Okay, we using, you want whoever posted that, you on your Bill Clinton shit right now. I got you. Right? I didn't have whatever, you using words. I got you. But we talking real shit. Real shit is, whether that's your girl, your wife, whoever the fuck it is, if you step out on her, either way, you in some shit, right? If you've been with her for 7 years and you step on your lady, you still in the same shit as if you stepped out on her if you was married. Because they were living together like they were married. They was carrying on like a married couple, right? They
sat courtside at games, man.
They got a 10-year-old son. They live in from my understanding, they lived in the same crib. She was just there 2 weeks ago looking for houses in Boston. So again, we playing on words, but the real shit is that no matter what you do, you did a dirty. You did dirt, and your shit got out there. So yeah, you're gonna have to hold that. You're gonna have to hold that shit. Is she gonna take you back? I don't know. That's a decision she gonna make. But at the end of the day, she may not take you back, especially with the amount. Since it's coming out that it was more than just one woman. And the thing, right? This is the shit. They made it known that he was only fucking with married women. So that let you know his MO. I don't want nobody that can be clingy to me. You got to go home to your man. So I don't want you like that, because I got my own shit at the crib. I'm just out here banging shit out. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was doing. Like, I'm banging shit out, and this is I don't want you like that. He's strictly fucking with married women. They got husbands. They can go home to them. It ain't no, I'm leaving my lady type shit for you. You got him. I got somebody. You got somebody. We just having fun or whatever the fuck we doing, And that's how the shit was rocking. So it don't matter whether you call it cheating, infidelity, whatever. He still broke. The person said broke her trust. Okay, if it's the same shit. You know what I mean?
It's all relative.
It's all relative. Like you broke her trust, you cheated, you infidelity, whatever you want to call it, shit. He did it. He admitted it. He did it. Right? And it's
yeah. The 7-year engagement is like that. That don't hold no weight with me. I don't care. That's their own personal choice. But when you have a relationship with somebody and you step out, then you stepped out. Like I've heard the other side, they coming at Nia Long, like what did she do? Yo, how can he cheat on a bad chick like that?
All right, so hold on.
That got cheated.
Hold on. So again, I'm hearing the same shit, like, how you cheat on Nia Long, how somebody cheat on Halle Berry. Yo, check this out. Let me say this very clear to y'all. Just because she looked good, don't mean she treating him right. You understand? Understand that. Like, you can look fine and be all that, but you don't know how to treat the next person. That go for men or women. If you don't know how to treat somebody, they gonna find their shit somewhere else. That's just how this shit go. So it don't matter how, this Nia Long. Yo, Nia Long is bad. She can, Halle Berry bad. Yeah, that's all good. But they may not know how to treat their man. They may not know how to be in a relationship. Even though they've been in a relationship 7 years, he may be tired of her shit. We don't know that.
Right.
Exactly. That don't mean they not cuckoo. They exactly. Well, they could be home treating you like shit. So,
and because they look good, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, when you with somebody and they look good and they banging, I know cats, and I've been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? You give them a pass because of you like them. But when it comes to that cheating shit, that's where I draw the line on whether you a sucker or not. Because somebody can't step out on you, stay with them, and I'm gonna look at you the same. Like you my man, you my dog. But I'm like, yo, how you still fucking with her like that? Like, how can you do that? If you my man, I'm gonna ask you that.
Exactly. But what's
wrong with you?
Like, what's really good, fam? This is what we doing? You know what I mean? Like, I can't be around that shit. I can't condone that shit. You my man and all, so I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. But I'm just saying, like, cats is like, oh, how can you do that? Like, let me tell you something, man. Dudes be with some of the baddest shit moving around, and they still be out there tapping shit, cause that's just how shit go. Like, you know what I mean?
For some people, that's how it goes.
Exactly. We have no idea how their relationship was. That's why you can't be surprised, because, like I'm saying, we don't know how each other they were treating each other. We don't know if they was getting along or not. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, just because she fine don't mean she was treating him right.
Yeah, I've been seeing. I just was seeing those comments, relative to her looking good, and I was like, what does that mean? Like, so what? Bad chicks can get treated on.
But you notice the cats that always saying it. They be like, oh, I would never mess that up. I'm like,
mess that up because she looked good. You're the clown.
Listen, man, you don't know what you gonna do. You don't know what you gonna do, because check this out. Just as fine as Nia Long is, you may be somewhere. And you see another joint, and she fine as hell. She look, you know what I mean? And she walk up to you and giving you play.
Right.
Now it's like it's like how these religious people be like, Eve tempted Adam with the apple. There you go, bro. It's the apple in your face. What you gonna do? Some brothers gonna hold tall because they like, nah, I'm good. I got my own shorty, and move on. Some gonna play the game. They gonna play the game. They gonna play that game. They gonna be like, I'm all in. Like, yeah, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
word.
You know what I mean? Like,
hold me down. I need an alibi.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm hanging out with you tonight if anybody looking for me. You know what I'm saying? So again, we don't know. And I agree with that comment from my brethren. Something ain't right. Something wasn't right about. Something ain't right. They've been
fellow shark.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been in a relationship 7 years. You've been engaged 7 years. 10-year-old son. Something wasn't right in that situation. Now, we don't, like you saying, you heard that they might have been on a hiatus. They might have been. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not talking about children having children and not being. I'm speaking about adults who are in the crest of their career. She should have had shown her worth and gotten married early. I don't care if it lasts. How he would have moved different based on his consequences and repercussions. I don't think so. Whoa, I don't think he would have moved differently. Because there's dudes out here who get married and still do the same shit.
He moving like a boy.
Putting a ring on somebody's finger don't stop them from cheating. These women were married too. These women were married that he was messing with. These women were married and they ain't care about the consequences until they got caught. So it don't matter. People don't care about that shit. They don't. They really don't. You know what I mean? Like people joke around a lot and be like, yo, like I made the joke that was his work wife. Because that's what people say nowadays in work. Oh, this is my work husband. This is my work wife. Shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a common phrase, terminology. Exactly. Like,
you know what I mean?
You hear it all the time.
You hear that shit all the time. But I'm not saying that she shouldn't have married him early. She should have got married, but we don't know if she want to be married.
Maybe she don't.
Maybe she don't. Maybe he don't. I don't know. Well, he asked her. So, he asked her. So I'm assuming that, he wanted to be married.
Oh, he asked her? Wow.
Yeah, okay. That's what she got. She's engaged. He gave her a ring.
Oh, yeah. She got a ring. So he obviously asked her
to marry her. But, you know what I'm saying? It don't take you 7 years to plan a wedding. You know what I'm saying? So, again.
Word of advice. After you finish, I got some word of advice for that.
I'm just saying, again, something may not have been right in this situation. You know what I mean? And, and I just think cats need to ease up on the, oh, she bad shit, and how can you do that shit? Man, listen, man. Dude,
none of that stuff matters. Like,
none of that shit don't matter. Dudes be
having how they look, because it just don't. So, word of advice, man. Like this, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. If you with somebody, you ask them to marry you, and you've been with them 7 years and y'all still ain't get married, get your ring back. Brother man, get your motherfucking ring back. Stop playing with people's emotions. And it don't take, like you just said, it don't take 7 years to plan a wedding. Like, that's real talk. Like, right. And it don't even matter how much the ring costs at that point, because it already been paid for. You've been engaged for 7 years. That shit paid off. So it don't matter at that point. Right. But
I just don't take that long. Again, like, this is all, it's hard to come back from infidelity. Her being in the spotlight is definitely going to make it more harder, And exactly, show me a bad chick and I'll show you a man that's tired of looks mean nothing. You're preaching to the choir. You already know.
We just giving out information, we giving out factual information.
Man. That's the whole point of it. And that can go vice versa as well too. There could be a dude who getting it, he the best or whatever. He fly nigga, all that shit. And there's a woman that's tired of him too, tired of his bullshit, tired of his shit as well. It goes both ways.
With the wrong person, and they're gonna cheat no matter what.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, a ring, him being married. At the end of the day, I don't know, if that wouldn't have stopped them. I don't think that would have stopped them. It's because it's all about what you want to do. It's all about what you want to do. Like, this is what you want. You want to take it to that level. You know what I mean? Like, shit, listen, man. Sometimes a real one fuck up. Like, real motherfuckers fuck up. Like, they do. I don't know if you're a real motherfucker, but I'm just saying, real motherfuckers fuck up too. Like, that's just how shit go. Like, everybody make mistakes, man. Shit happens, man. Temptation got the best of the brother. Probably, that's how I look at it. I'm looking at it like, temptation just got the best of you. You in a position and motherfuckers was out there, shit. Again, these is married women. Right. They got a husband at home. They got husbands at home. So he can't get all the blame. He can't get all the blame. Like, again, for all my cats who watched the Mac and all that shit while growing up in the 70s and 80s with us, you know what Goldie said, man.
Yeah, he said, your bitch chose me.
Exactly. Your bitch chose me. So you got to go check your bitch. That's the whole shit. Like, you know what I mean? He ain't the only one wrong in this shit. He ain't the only person wrong in this shit.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about how bold that shit is. Like you in the next man crib and you getting dressed comfortably. Like, yo, she chose me, my dude. Like, don't be mad at me. Y'all had that conversation. I'm out. Like, don't flip on the dude. Like, you can't blame that man. You gotta blame your partner.
You know,
Okay? At the end of the day,
the only reason he getting drugged in this shit is because two things. He was blasting a VP wife. One. Two, he in a relationship with Nia Long. So he getting drugged. He getting drugged for this shit right now. He getting drugged for this shit right now. You know what I mean?
Sleeping with the boss's wife.
You know what I mean?
One of the bosses, because there's more.
He getting dragged for this shit right now. He gonna get dragged for this. You know what I mean? That's just how the shit go. That's like when Eric Benet was messing with Halle Berry and he got cheating. He was like, then he said he was a sex addict. He like, yo, I'm a sex addict. You know what I mean? He was like, she wasn't. Now this is his words. He said she wasn't giving me enough. That's what I'm
well, hold on. If he's a sex addict, how much is enough? What type of statement is that from Eric Benet,
He's saying he couldn't get enough. She wasn't
giving enough. Never get enough if he's a sex addict.
Well, I'm saying
he cheated on Halle Berry. But then, you know, she has issues too, though. Like, it ain't because you can't look at the exterior, man. We gotta leave that shit alone.
But what I'm saying to you is this: if he's saying that he wasn't getting enough sex in the relationship, like this is again what we've been to the beginning. We talking that's that communication. Like he like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to smash like 2-3 times a day. You good with that?
Hold on. Right. So that's time management. You know, now if you put it out there like that, you tell a chick, yo, I'm trying to smash 2-3 times a day. Yo, all right, then there's a time equivalent to that, right? Now you got chicks that be like, yo, I'm trying to smash 2-3 times a day. Nigga, you gotta be able to keep up with whatever what it's supposed to be. And if you can't, if that's the parameters of your relationship and you can't hold up your end of the bargain, it's gone. You should be gone
because you ain't
trying to save somebody.
You can't save
somebody that don't want to be.
You can't if you can't keep up with what they looking for, then you gotta bow out. Like there's nothing wrong with being like, yo, I can't live up to that. You know what I'm saying? That just from jump. Like, nah, that ain't me. You know,
3 times a day, nah, ma, I'm good.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here grinding. I may knock you off once when I get you back to the crib, but 2-3 times a day, I ain't even at the crib that much. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not even at home 2-3 times a day.
Exactly.
Don't fall for the manipulation game.
You know what I mean? So
don't let the beauty on the outside convince you that you should be doing something that you really don't want to do because she look good. Man, fuck that shit. There's fucking plenty. There's millions of women out here that look good. Now, what looks good to you might be an ugly ass chick to the next man. Yeah. So, you know, if you, like I said, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Okay, we could all look at Nia Long and be like, all right, yeah, she look good. Okay, what else is there? Like, did she treat her good? Did she treat her man good? Did he treat her good? Like, what's the dynamics? Is it okay that they go out, you know, and because what if this is the scenario in general where y'all can date other people, you know, y'all do y'all thing, but the media gets wind of it, and now it's like
the open
relationship. Like some people, that's what they do. But
it's a possibility.
Banging the V, if that's the case, he banging the VP wife and he got caught or whatever. Like, yo, that's crazy. Like, just to get caught at that level is crazy. Either maybe you got dirt and you just don't give a fuck, or you just sloppy. So if you sloppy, now they're gonna bang your pockets. Like, oh, you suspended indefinitely. Yeah, you're gonna get your checks, but you better hold on to it because your integrity is going to come in question now from wherever you go. Because if anybody that worked in that business know, it's not, it's who you know. They're not hiring you. Like we was talking about people in general. We're talking about Derek Fisher and like the way he was moving. Yo, this is different. I mean,
oh yeah, this is. I mean, you know, this way different than Derek. I mean, it's not way off, but
the box controlling cats out here. Yo,
yeah.
It works both ways. I mean, you know, some people is just they addicted to the physical. They ain't nothing. They ain't gonna never take a mental stimulation if they're not built for that. If they didn't have certain relationships in their life. You know, some people got daddy issues. Some people got mommy issues. Like everybody's a cheater in their mind, or you got that person that's around you who ain't never happy. That's another thing. Got to keep them people away from you. They ain't never happy. They got a solution. They got a problem for every solution. You got to stay away from them. Change your circle, and you'll change the vibe and energy. That's just if you talk about relationships now. You know, not just people that step out and all of that. Like that's just real talk. Don't get caught up in the beauty of a person. Like that shit is weak. That shit don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because when you old and gray, 75, 80 years old, you know, does it even matter? Like, who cares?
I mean, you know, yeah, that's that's all very true. You know what I mean? Again, that's all very true, you know, because
yeah, I'm reading the comments, man. Yo, I love the group.
The subordinate, that's wrong. The VP wife is collateral damage. The subordinate can come back and get to him on the Me Too movement.
They don't Me Too black men. They don't do that.
Okay. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that person is wrong because that is a true statement. He was in a position and he messed with subordinate. And that is true. The VP shit is just collateral damage. The VP obviously was mad and wanted to make this a personal thing because his wife was getting banged down as well. So, you know, and it has come out that the Celtics did tell him to cut the shit back in the summer, and it continued on. So, again, you know, yeah, I don't know about the Me Too shit, but I do know as a brother in Boston, you know, that might not have been the best thing to do. Now y'all speaking
like a black man banging out white chicks in Boston. Now you're speaking like vested husbands or brothers that are committed to long-term relationship. Well, let me tell you something, okay? Before you get to be vested, right? You got to go through the lumps of life. So if I can help you avoid, and, you know, to my brothers out there, you know, if I can help you avoid some pitfalls, then this is what you need. You need to hear that shit from somebody who is vested, been there, done that. Like that shit that road you going down, that shit is a dead end. Don't waste your time there, brother. I'll tell you that to your face.
Listen.
I'm happy and but I had lumps. I took lumps.
Mm-hmm.
We all took lumps. That nigga, I've been a shark. I've been there. I'm a nice shark though. I only bite your ankle. You know, some people just they get mauled. You know, because that's how it is, man. You gotta protect yourself out here in these waters.
Yeah,
you got chicks that's out here that look nice too, got the sweet angelic face. Man, they'll slice your throat, man. I'm talking about your heart. If your heart was your throat, they'll slice it and chop it up and move on. They don't give a fuck. They don't care that they hurt you.
You know, I mean, my man, you know, like I said, my man, we don't know, you know, we know he played in the league. You know, I mean, right. But this type of shit goes on regardless, all over in sports. It don't matter. You know, players banging cheerleaders, players banging other players' ladies.
Tell your man, Matt Barnes, come back on the ledge. Yo, you made a true statement. It happens all the time. You don't need all the info, Matt. It is what it is. It happens. It does happen.
Listen, man. Shit happens, man. That shit happens. That's why I said everybody fuck up, man. People fuck up. My man fucked up. He did.
Yeah, he did
some. He did some real. He did some shit. You know what I mean? And you, like I said, he was strictly looking for married women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was very specific in his pursuit.
He wanted married women. You know what I mean?
But then there's an agreement there. They was married and they let him rock out. So you know, it's duality there. It's not like he was forcing himself on chicks. Come on.
I mean, that's why they make sure to say the word. It was consensual.
Absolutely.
It was consensual.
At least they did that.
It's all consensual. And like the person, somebody just said, yes, he was. He was banging. So he may have been banging a couple of them subordinates under him. So that really, that could fuck you up too, because like you are in a position of power to them, because you're the coach of the Boston Celtics. And, if you don't like them, you probably can get them removed. More than likely, I'm sure you could. You wouldn't. They don't have to be around the team or no shit like that. So I get it. I mean, he definitely put his own self on the line with that shit. But, as far as, this relationship shit, we're going to have to see how that play out. I mean, I was surprised that Nia Long even spoke about the shit. Because, again, she seems like she don't really talk that. Her shit is very private, but I guess she had no choice in this matter because it was everywhere. Shit was everywhere.
Right, she was an affected party.
Yeah. So it's like, and she got they got a 10-year-old son who I'm sure he reads the internet. He gonna get that shit. He gonna see it as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. Like, it's gonna be a lot of damage. So can you take that person back? Because this is a lot. Based on
there's people that have done that.
We just on the tip surface of this shit. We don't know all the intricate details of this shit. You understand? And it could be even way worse than this, what we know. But at the end of the day, can she take him back?
It's a personal choice.
That's a personal choice.
That's definitely a personal choice.
But
if I was advising you and you listen to me and I'm your mentor, I'd be like, yo, son, nephew, move on, fam. She don't fuck with you like that.
That's what you would tell him?
No, I'm telling I'm saying if it was somebody connected to me and they got cheated on, you know what I mean? If I'm giving them advice and they listen to me, I'm like, it's inexcusable. You got to move on, fam. You gotta go. Don't do it to yourself.
So if you was good, like for instance, if you knew Nia Long, what would you say to Nia Long? Would you tell her to move on? Would you tell her
if she confided in me, I'm like, yo, you gotta move on, sis. Like, it's straightforward. Even if that was my man, if Udoka was my man, I'm like, yo, you wilding right now. Like, yo, what you doing? Like, it ain't the fact that you cheated on her. It's the fact that you running through multiple chicks in the organization that's giving you checks. And you banging subordinates, you banging the VP wife. Like, you just don't give a fuck. So I'm telling my man, I'm giving him some good advice too. Like, yo, I hope you had a good backup plan because you done. This money right here that you gonna receive, you gotta make that shit work. Now you got to live in another world. Like, all right, you got your little 8-9 million that's coming to you, 10 million. You gotta make that work, fam, because you ain't gonna be working for a while. Not in this shit here. That's the advice I'm gonna give him. I can't tell him, yo, you shouldn't have cheated on her, this and that, because I don't know how she treat him. Because I've been on the outside and I've seen relationships where they look happy, but they be lumping each other up. Like, yo, wow, I don't want to know about that, right? But when somebody get cheated on, you could bounce and not do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to advertise that shit. Yo, just bounce. Your woman cheat on you, nigga, you got to bounce. If you stay, then you deal with everything that comes with you staying. Because now she think you weak. Oh, I could do whatever I want. he cheated, I cheated, he ain't do nothing. Or he cheated, I'm gonna let him be a man. I'm gonna let him do what he do. All men don't fucking cheat. Like, I don't hear that ignorant shit neither. You know what I'm saying? Because there's women out here that think like that. Oh, let him be a man. What the fuck does that mean? I want to know what that means, ladies. Oh, let him be a man. You know, he went out there and he saw
most of the women that would say that, we would say that they are, those are the women I'm talking about, where they're probably just happy to be getting taken care of and living the life. And long as that shit don't come back to their front door, they don't give a fuck. Because you do have those type of women as well in relationships. That's like, you know what I mean? Somebody says she ain't going nowhere.
That's wow. That's crazy. Maybe she not. I don't know, man.
I don't know about that. I mean, it's not like I don't know if he got more bread than she got. I don't know. You know what I mean? So
I'm gonna tell you like this: there's a next man that's waiting right there. Like, yo, hon, I never cheat on you. I would never do that. You got them cats too. They just be lurking. They be waiting.
Come on, son. They already emailing and DMing her like, yo, don't worry.
They've been emailing her before all this shit.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? So I don't know. You know, we gonna see though. We gonna see what she gonna do. You know. So I mean,
if she was your homegirl, if Nia Long was your sis, what you gonna tell your sis? If that was your man, what you telling your man? Same scenario. What you telling?
Nia Long was my sister.
Not your blood sister. I'm talking like your homie. You know what I mean? Like you and her.
Even still, you know, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like it's gonna be on you what you want to do. You know what I mean? Because like I said, everybody fuck up. So you know he just fucked up and got bagged though. You know, I mean if he was treating her right and everything, and this is happening to be a slip in the moment, there may be some grace in there for that man. But you know, we don't know that. We don't know what the whole shit was. If he my man, I'm definitely. If you my man and this happened to you, man, I'm clowning your ass all day.
Right.
I'm straight clowning your ass. I'm clowning the shit out of you.
I got because I would have too many questions. Like, yo, mom, yo, you did, yo, what's wrong with you?
I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like,
are you serious?
I'm like, son, why would you be bad? Why would you be smashing the VP wife, son? What's wrong with you? Like, come on, son. Like, that's just, come on, man. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, then you out here, then you banging all these underlying, these subordinates under you. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. What you really doing? I'm clowning you, man. Like, you got fired on your day off, man. Some crazy
word.
Shit.
Yo,
you ain't get fired, but you might as well say it's like you fired because they probably
want an
fire
indefinite suspension, like until your contract run out. Basically, they gotta pay him his bread, you know. But
but he broke a conduct that I'm sure.
The code of conduct. That could void your money. That could void your money.
You sign off on a code of conduct, and if you break a code of conduct, they can let you go. The only reason why they probably didn't fire him right this moment is because they're trying to work out the legalities of what can happen. Can he sue them for blah, blah, blah? And, you know, they're going to have to give him something because let me tell you, if I was him, after I finish clowning my man, I'm going to clown him. That's for sure. I'm going to definitely clown the shit out of him. We're going to laugh. We're going to drink. We're going to laugh. We're going to go out and all that shit. But I'm going to also tell them straight up, if they fire you, man, you better burn the whole building down with you, baby. Take everybody with you.
That's a fact.
I'm taking everybody with me. I'm like, since the VP wanted this shit known, all right, I'm going to tell everything your wife was doing. I'm going to tell her all the shit she was doing.
And everything that she said.
I'm going to tell her all the freaky shit she was doing. Yeah, y'all gonna give me my money. I'm gonna tell everything. Fuck that shit.
You know, right? You trying to make shit public, yo? You crazy? So hopefully we answered. I know for a fact we answered Karen's question, but you know, infidelity, cheating, whatever. You know, that's all relative. It depends on the relationship.
It all relative. So even if you don't believe that they weren't, he wasn't married to her, that was just his 7-year girlfriend. I mean, you still in the shit house.
Was he single? Technically, okay. If we're talking semantics and legality, right?
But
technically, he's single.
But all right, but if they were living in the same home, then as she say she wanted to leave him, she would still be considered his common law wife because they was living in California.
Ooh,
so
that's right.
And they've been living for 10 years, so he would still get some paper.
But they in Boston now, right?
So no, they still her home is in. She lives technically in California. She came to Boston 2 weeks ago, from my understanding, to find a home there, so her and the son could be closer to him.
Right.
So now, but technically, her legal residency is still in California. You see what I'm saying? So if you've been playing house for 10 years, she's your common law wife, my man. So yeah, she's not your 7-year girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. It don't matter how you want to term that shit.
I don't know who made this.
Hold on. He'll get another job. Nia will be there and he'll be working OT to get back her trust. She ain't groomed, dude. Have a child, girlfriend, 10 years to let it go away for some box. Not at this age.
Giving her a lot of power. Like she groomed him, huh? I don't know, bro. I don't know that you gave a woman a lot of power. You know, like she groomed.
I mean, I can get what he's saying.
I know what he's saying, but
I don't know if you know. I don't know if that's something. He said the word groomed. So when he said when whoever said that, when they said the word groomed, what is actually, are you saying that she's saying that? Are you saying that she upgraded him?
Right, brother Rich. That's Rich. You know,
and upgraded him until he got this position of coaching, or was it all them years he sat on the damn bench with Greg Popovich and other coaches and showed his worth and worked his ass off to get interviewed and get the job that now he's fucked up on?
You said not at his age. Like he's not old.
No, he's talking about her age.
She ain't old either.
She gonna be 52 in a couple.
Yeah, she like our age. Like,
yeah. So he's saying that at 52, you know what I'm saying, at that age, you know, she might, you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, we gonna see. We just gonna see. We gonna find out. But I'm not gonna disagree or agree with that statement.
I agree. It was a strong statement. It was like, yo, she put a lot of time in.
Yeah, but that be the shit though. That be the shit, right? You put in a lot of time with a person, and then you find out these motherfuckers be ass backwards. So what you gonna do? You gonna stay out of the save face, or you gonna just roll out? You know what I mean? Like I said in the beginning, with me, ain't no comeback. I ain't got to save face. I'm over 50. That's fine. I'll find somebody else. You know, so I'm good. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I ain't gonna be there. I'm not gonna sit there and take that shit, and I'm not gonna be nobody's laughing stock neither. You know what I mean? Yeah, I understand. Like I said, motherfuckers fuck up. They do fuck up, and it's up to you. But in my humble opinion, no. You know what I mean? Like a lot of chicks find themselves always taking a dude back because they be like, I put all this time in and this, that shit. And he still go do the same shit again.
Yeah.
He'll still go do the same shit again. He ain't learned his lesson. We don't know if he gonna learn his lesson. We don't know that. But don't act like dudes don't get second and third chance and all kind of chance and they still do the same shit. Right? So, you know, if you're willing to stay there and be the punching bag and take that shit, then hey, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? It's your life. You got to live your shit. But you know, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. We want to see how this all plays out.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and hopefully, you know, this is this is, you know, the two Grubby men. This, you know, damn, season 4 start back with a bang. You know, relationship We're gonna have the relationship series. We got a lot of things coming, man. We just building and grinding, and look, I'm not an expert, but I know some shit.
Yeah, I ain't an
You know what I
expert,
mean?
but trust me, I've been in a lot of shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
In a lot of
I've
shit.
been there,
And,
done that,
and let me tell you, if I ain't been in it, oh yeah, I know some mugs that been in it, and I know too. I know a lot of shit. I know a lot of I know a lot of cats, and you know what I mean. I ran with a lot of sharks, and I know some shit. I know how shit move around. So I'm trying to tell you, I can give you some good. I can give you that advice, but you know what I mean. Again, it's always going to be on that person to make that decision, because again, it's all about how you feel about that person. If you feel that person can change, if you feel that person seriously just made a bad choice and fucked up, and yeah, he gonna have to work like they said overtime, but it's gonna be like 3 times overtime. He gonna be working because
right.
this shit is everywhere and it's all over the place, and he ain't gonna let it go right now. You know what I mean? This man has been suspended for a whole season. So
Damn.
every time you see the Celtics, they're gonna talk about that shit. So can you live with that? Like that's what you're gonna be asked to live with. That's the embarrassment you're gonna have to live with. How you explain this to your son? Because this
10-year-old at that. You know what I mean?
this is in the age of media, I know he got a cell phone. I know he's seen it. I know he's hearing it. You can't hide him from this shit. This ain't back in the day. You can't hide him from this. Kids in school gonna know about this, and when kids know, they vicious. So all this plays out in her decision making and how she wants to handle this moving forward.
Right.
So I mean, I wish all the best of luck to all parties involved. It's not gonna be easy. It never is. And you know what I mean? Like I said, bro, I wouldn't forget that. I couldn't get over that. And I just prefer to clean break and move on. That's just me though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
Nah, not just you. I'm with you because I don't play
different.
that shit either. So I mean,
Everybody
it is what it is.
different.
Ain't no coming back from that. Like that's
No,
it.
it really ain't. It really ain't no coming
It just
back.
ain't. But I mean, this is so as all we did right now is this is straight surface. This is surface level. This is part of the relationship series. We just wanted to, answer some questions, get that commentary going for some people, because some people need answers. And we laugh and we joke, but there's always, facts and truth involved in it. And follow us if you haven't, already, at the real Two Grumpy Men on IG. The ones that's in the group, the Facebook group Two Grumpy Men, it's not a public group, so it's already privatized. We let you in there, you vet it. So we just got a lot of things coming this season, and just be patient, grow with us, but we won't bringing it every week, and this is what we're gonna do, and this is how we're gonna do it. See Grooms and Bobby May, the Two Grumpy Men. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace.